Fucking titles, go.
Gandalf the Bald.
Hey, Emmett.
Meatloaf sandwich.
2 Jacks.
Holy Meatloaf.
Go Sports.
Wizard.
Trump Brady 2024.
It did not phone home.
Riddle me these tits.
Spoozie season.
E.T. finger.
One bite at a time.
Bolton ball kickers by 7.
HyHena.
What the fuck is that? It's a
That's
fucking
the
lamp
leg
leg.
That lamp leg.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Dude, you are the weirdest motherfucker I have ever met.
Warning. What you are about to hear contains explicit language, adult themes, and potentially disturbing content. The views and opinions expressed are those of the hosts and do not reflect the opinions of anyone else, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. This podcast is intended for an immature audience and should not be listened to by anyone, anywhere, ever, in the history of the world. You know, fuck it. You've been warned.
Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Geek Pod. I'm your host, Paul.
I'm Hugh.
I'm Kev.
I'm Jack.
Guys, what's got you geeked?
Well, got a bit of a headache tonight, guys, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Let's see. I made a really good meatloaf for dinner tonight, which means really, really yummy lunch tomorrow. We're picking up our new car tomorrow, so that's kind of exciting. Oh yeah, J.G. Hertzler wants to join our fucking show. We saw him at the convention this past weekend. Fucking Star Trek famous J.G. Hertzler, General or Chancellor Martok, depending on where you are in the seasons of Deep Space Nine, wants to not just be on Geek Pod, but wants to be a regular contributor from time to time. What could possibly have me more excited than that?
I could think of a few things, but it is really cool.
Yeah,
That's really fucking cool.
Well, maybe the sign, the Batleth signed by him that's on my back wall that you can't see right now.
I was going to say they have to take your word for it, but I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw the picture. Yep.
That was
that's pretty awesome. But him and his buddy Tim McCormick are going to be joining us. I actually have to reach out to them next weekend to start, figuring out how we're going to do this. We have no idea what this is going to look like. He may do one show and be like, yeah, this is not what I thought it was. Yeah. But you know what? At least for these few weeks, I just having an actual famous Star Trek actor who was on Lower Decks like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like they're one of their current programs. His character, they brought his character back in a holodeck, so he's still currently acting for Star Trek. This is just mind-boggling. How does this happen to us, Paul?
He decided it was going to happen.
Yeah, I guess
it was.
For you, it would be the equivalent of Ming Chang being like, "Hey, I don't just want to show up for an interview. I want to join your podcast once a month." You'd be flipping out, I think.
Yeah, but I do want to assure our audience, it's not going to become the fucking Star Trek show.
No,
I'm saying that right off the bat. I will make that premise.
Okay,
because that should go on quick.
I'm leaving then.
I don't think you have to, because if you recall our experiences with him and our past interviews with him, he rarely even talks about Star Trek, unless you ask him a question about it. The man's a fountain of knowledge. He's run for public office. He's a history geek like Jack, so he has just endless knowledge about film, TV, history, politics. I do not think it's going to be an issue steering him.
Tom Brady. You forgot Tom Brady.
Yep, Tom Brady.
We found that out from his wife. Lovely lady.
Is he always going to know the quiz question?
Jack's
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably always.
Yeah. I'm like, everybody can answer the question. Not you. Fuck you.
Not you.
I mean, I'm going to come out and say it that this will probably make him the smartest person on the program every time.
Without a doubt.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
It was really cool when we met him on Saturday. You introduced me to him. He was very kind and very genuine.
Yeah, if go back and maybe Paul could give you a direction, but if you go back and I think the interviews are on their own, right? They're not part of the show because they were done at a convention.
Yeah, it might have either that or we might have wedged it into a actual convention episode. I don't remember.
Yeah.
We weren't really uniform about those.
Yeah, I think it would be easy to point you to that. Might be a good thing to take a look at, Kev, because I think that you'll actually find him fascinating. I mean, Paul, you can
Yeah,
you
I'm
know
looking forward
Kevin
to
better
it.
than I do. I think that him and
Uh,
Kevin would have a lot of back and forth.
I'm looking
Yes.
forward to it.
And probably not the way that you and Kevin have back and forth. Not
No,
like that.
no, probably not.
Whoa.
I don't even know what you're talking about. But that's what's got me geeked. So
But the
Outstanding.
Tasty Meatloaf though got you geeked. That sounds pretty geeky worthy.
no, it was an impressive meatloaf tonight. They're always good, but this one was just there was a little something extra. I don't know, what I did differently. Thought I lost my wedding ring. And actually, this is a funny story. So I'm mixing the meatloaf and I start to put my hand in. I'm like, oh crap, I have my ring on. So I'm thinking to myself, I have to take my ring off. A little while later, I've got the meatloaf in the oven and I don't see my ring anywhere. And I'm like, oh fuck, did I think I need to take it off, but it actually went into the meatloaf. So I have to pull it out. It's only been in there for about 10 minutes. So it's still soft and I'm poking holes in it and I'm trying to find the ring. And finally I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to take this entire thing apart and crumble it up and find my ring. And then I look and it's right there where I've looked like 15 times already. So it was ridiculous. Maybe it was all the finger pokes that made it taste so good.
Right. You aerated the meatloaf. That's what did
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
And then
Ooh.
the topping was able to get down in
See.
there a lot. So
See,
You
Kev,
had some very holy
That's a good
meatloaf.
idea.
But I'm more on the leftovers. Does that mean you're gonna have some meatloaf sandwiches?
yeah, here's the thing. A meatloaf sandwich is good, but it's ridiculously overrated. And after you've had like one or two, it's like, do I really need this ever again? Because meatloaf sandwich is good. Meatloaf with mashed potatoes is a lot better.
Wait a minute. You don't
I
put the
agree.
mashed potatoes on the sandwich?
On a
No,
sandwich.
no.
And then you squirt ketchup all over it.
Yeah, you put
That
meatloaf
sounds
on.
disgusting.
Yeah, I
Cool.
put ketchup on my meatloaf. Kev, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
I'm not a big fan of the meatloaf and the mashed potatoes together. Now they're together on a plate, yes. but
Yes,
not
that's
on
what
a-
I'm talking about.
Right, not on a sandwich. On a sandwich,
And I don't use ketchup. I use ketchup, but it's also brown sugar, onion powder or dehydrated onion. And then sometimes if I have any fruit juice, I'll add a little of that and then reduce it down until it's nice and sticky and about to turn into candy, and then it goes on the meatloaf.
Well, that sounds good.
It is.
But the
delicious.
sandwich, that needs mayo.
Oh,
What?
Oh,
What is wrong with you?
Get behind me, Satan! Holy cow! Mayonnaise on a meatloaf sandwich?
okay,
Oh my
okay,
god.
but,
No
okay.
sandwich.
So I'll preface that with no, but
No.
my son.
It's okay. You guys can all be wrong. That's
No.
okay.
No.
Your porch
Is
boy.
this a really, really white person thing? I've never heard of this before.
Well, see,
My-
that's what I was going to say. My son will have put mayonnaise on his meatloaf. Like when my mom makes meatloaf, he'll put mayonnaise and mustard on it. He does not like ketchup. He puts mayonnaise, mustard, and Parmesan cheese on it. That's how he eats it. Don't ask.
I've
That's
never
my son.
thought of putting Parmesan cheese on a meatloaf.
Paul's like, yeah, I think I have a new idea now.
I think that's going on the sandwich now too.
You know what I
Fuck your
have done though?
sandwich.
I have actually
Oh,
diced up apples really small and put them in a meatloaf and then use the leftover apples to make almost like an apple compote, and that serves as the glaze to put on at the end. I've done a taco meatloaf with crushed up tortillas instead of breadcrumbs, which is also really good. Top it with salsa.
Wow.
Really, you don't think the apple meatloaf was delicious?
no, I bet you that'd be good.
You
That'd be
Yeah.
good.
you can go ahead
No.
and take that apple and shove that up your ass. Keep that
No.
away from my meatloaf.
Don't you think that's a bit of an extreme reaction to me sharing one of my recipes with you, Paul? What is wrong with you? Did someone touch
No.
you somewhere this week? Come on.
You won't put apple on
That
meatloaf.
apple needs to be touching you. That's
You won't
ew.
put apple on meatloaf, but you'll put mayonnaise on meatloaf.
Have
Makes
you
no
ever?
Yeah,
I won't put it on meatloaf. I'll make it when I'm making a sandwich out of it. Though the whole I'm glad you brought up the mayo on a meatloaf, because my stepfather actually does that. And the first time I actually saw him do that is the overreaction I just made of all your stuff you're doing was a real reaction when I was watching him do that. I'm just like, what? Because he does. He just and like right across the top of the fucking meatloaf, and it's.
Okay, so now when you guys eat meatloaf, do you break it up and eat it, or do you eat it whole?
Eat it whole with a fork.
You get a fork and you put ketchup
Slice
on
it.
it. Then you're
Fork
done.
it.
And then slice it. Okay.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Kat?
Yeah,
You were
With
gonna
the
say
cake.
So my grandmother come up with a recipe. She changed it sometime. I don't know. I think it was before I was born, but it could be after. I don't remember. I just remember always being made this way. And that's I eat meatloaf the same way she ate it too. So that's why I put ketchup on it. But anyway, she used cornflakes instead of bread in the meatloaf.
Interesting.
You ever hear of that?
I have.
I've actually
I
heard of
have.
that. Yes.
And I've heard of oats. I've done it with oats. I've done it with rice as well. Currently I'm doing something a little
With
different. I'm
rice.
taking slices of bread and soaking them in putting a heavy cream on them and then working it into a paste at first before I add my eggs, and then I add my meat, my breadcrumbs and everything, but it keeps it really juicy. There's a word for that and I forget what the fuck it is now, but I've also done it like I did it with when I made meatballs last week. I used a loaf of homemade bread I'd made, and I feel like there was not too long ago I used some other crazy bread I bought, but I'm finding like using different breads, adds different flavors. So
Mhm.
ongoing experiment there.
You know what doesn't belong in a meatloaf? Carrots.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Okay.
unless it's a carrot cake meatloaf.
Mhm.
I mean, if you shave it up small enough, does it
Mm.
matter?
Yeah.
you want it
Mhm.
stringy?
It
Well, I mean, you gotta
matters.
put a lot of it in there.
It matters.
Put some cream
Okay.
cheese on top.
Instead of the ketchup?
Ugh,
Yeah,
never mind.
some golden raisins in the mix.
No.
No.
You
No.
guys.
It's just-
Kev's like, come out.
Corbs, you
Uh,
could stop this anytime.
No, this is a good conversation. I'm sorry. Now I want meatloaf.
right? Good
Hugh, we're all
meatloaf.
coming over after the podcast. I'm coming over.
No,
right
you're
now.
not. Those leftovers are
Okay.
mine. You're not getting
Oh.
any.
Well, I
For the
can
meatloaf sandwich.
I can continue the food coma.
Go for
When I got home from the con on Sunday, there was a fresh baked apple pie on the counter.
Oh,
Oh,
There you go.
My
Warm
wife
apple
makes
pie.
the absolute best apple pies I have ever had in my entire life, and my mother hated that with a passion.
Wow. What? Because they were better than hers? Was that what it was? Or-
They were better than anything anywhere. I mean, she's got the best. Well, she got her cross recipe from my grandmother, but then she's modified it since then, and she does even better with it.
Nice.
And the mix, what she does for the apples and how she mixes them up and the way she puts them in. I mean, and the how she bakes it and does the ring around it to get the nice dark crust. And it's I love
Nice.
this time of season. Yep.
my mom, she used to make, she hasn't made it in a while. She used to make it for my nephew Jake, apple crisp.
Mm-hmm. That's next.
I
That's
just had
weird.
that tonight. Damara made it last night.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
good food.
That's next. We do all sorts of apple stuff during the apple season.
Yeah. We'll be getting into all that pretty soon because I think the yearly apple picking trip where you got to take 457 pictures is coming up pretty soon.
Oh, your wife does that too? Yeah, like
Make-
every year we have to. Oh, what?
I was gonna say, make her bring the camera that never gets used.
Yes.
Yeah, Avery has pictures in the app with holding apples every single year. She has pictures in front of the apple. We actually go to Beacon Skiff now just to get the picture in front of the apple with the meter.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then we leave because the
Perfect.
place is a fucking joke now.
Oh, it's crazy busy for sure. I was there last
It's
Friday.
stupid.
It's nuts.
Come up here. Come
No.
up here.
What's up by you?
Oh.
Mexico, come up here. Beelings. It's awesome.
What? There's another one up there, not Beelings. I'm trying to think. It was
Well-
the one I went to when I was a kid.
There's some on Route 3 too. Well, when you're a kid. Oh, Appledale is on Route 3, but that's not what it was when
Thanks,
you were a
Kathy.
kid.
Thank you.
Yeah. But Clark's used to be over on Hurlbut Road, and Hurlbuts were on Hurlbut Road when you were a kid, because that was when I was a kid.
We
but
go to
Beelings-
we go to Navarino. It was actually because we a couple years back we went to Beacon Skiff and it was just insanely busy, and it's basically turned into a giant device to feed people alcohol. That's their entire point of existing now. That's all it's about.
I'm
is
going.
getting people to drink.
I'm going.
And I mean, you know, that's fine if it was a bar, but it used to be a family-friendly kids place. Actually, I have to tell, here's a PSA. I don't even know if we're going to go back for pictures next year because they now charge for the petting zoo.
Wow.
The petting zoo that's been free for years. It's there to give the kids something to do while the parents spend their money. And you know what? I was there. I think it was like $6 a person or something. And I every single parent I saw had a fucking 1911 can or cup in there. So every single one of them paid $7 for 50 cents worth of beverage. They are making bank, and now they're charging us for the petting zoo. Fuck you, Beacons Give. That's greedy as hell. But a few years ago, we decided not to pick there, and we went to Navarino. And I mean, we really like it. They don't have a bunch of kid stuff. I mean, they do have some goats you can pet and stuff. And you walk the orchard, you get your apples. They got a little tiny store. It's super laid back. Even when it's busy, it's not packed. You know, their parking lot only holds probably 20 cars.
Nice.
So we found that, you know, we prefer to pick our apples there because it's a better experience for people that, you know, aren't looking to hang out with millennials and get hammered.
Fair. I just go down the street. We've got one down maybe 10 minutes from us. if
Yeah,
that.
well,
There's an apple
Abbott's.
orchard.
Evidence.
Abbott's is good, yeah.
Where's
Yeah,
where's that?
Evidence is on 370.
But we still stop at O'Neill's on the way there for the apple fritters because they have hands down the best apple fritters. None of these other places even know what an apple fritter is. I'm sorry. O'Neill's, they take an actual whole ring of apple, batter it, and fry it.
Nice.
Perfect.
It's everyone else just chops up apples in the batter and shit. I mean, this is like the best apple fritter I've ever had by leaps and miles.
Perfect.
So yeah, Kev, Abbott's is on 370. If you're heading from Liverpool towards Baldwinsville, it's maybe what, 2 miles down the road, 3 miles down the road
Yeah,
or so.
on the right, like on
Okay.
top of a hill. Yeah.
Okay, I
That's
didn't
cool.
know.
Yeah, that's actually where my son went there with his friends two falls ago, and they went to the corn maze there.
Nice.
So, and they were the they were the last kids to go in the corn maze that night. And when I got there, when I went there, I dropped my son off, and then I went and drove around for a little bit and came back. There were no lights on. Like, they left, and these kids, they were still out there.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
horrifying.
So I mean, it was there was 6 or 7 of them. So they weren't, obviously they weren't alone, but there was 6 or 7 of them, and they were out there just, chilling and whatnot. And so when I got there, they were just coming back up the path. So they were explaining it to us when we got there. So, but yeah, they came out and we were like, oh, we just got to hang out in the corn maze and shoot the shit. And they had a map, and ended up getting lost and whatnot.
Perfect.
So
As one does.
yep. So we
All
usually
right.
sometimes we end up at Kritz's up in where is it, Kaz or whatever.
Oh yeah.
We end up there sometimes. We haven't been in a while.
I've
But
had some of their beer.
now there's 2
What?
Jacks.
What the hell?
There's 2 Jacks.
Oh
Oh,
God.
God.
Jack's having problems again.
Seriously.
Maybe Jack should plug in his fucking computer like he was told.
No background.
He's trying to get back. I think he's frozen again. No, he's moving.
No, he's still there.
He's working
Jack's
on it.
not here, man.
So
All
I guess
I was gonna say, let's get back on track here.
yeah, we got way off track again.
We can't hear you, Jack.
No audio, buddy.
All right.
So for me, it's hockey season. Hockey season. The preseason has started for hockey, so a couple more weeks. Hockey season will have begun. So now I can watch my team never, because my team's on the West Coast, so I don't ever get a chance to watch them unless they're here in someplace in the East Coast, playing the Rangers or the Islanders or the Sabres or whatever. So now there's 2 Jacks again. So that's it for me. I mean, it's just hockey season's coming around. As you guys know, my family is pretty big into
Yes.
hockey. So
The big hockey family there.
yeah, so we're looking forward to it. So
Guys are kind of like puck nuts.
yeah, it's pretty much it. That's exactly what it is.
That's funny.
Who wants to go next? One of the 2 Jacks or Kevin?
I'm have you go. I'll get rid of
I
the-
did mine. I'm good. I'm good.
All right,
We were talking about food, so I just throw the apple pie in there. That's good.
Perfect. Okay.
Paul, can you kick the other Jack out or no? Probably
I
not.
don't know. Let's see what
Just do
happens.
a
You
Paul,
just start
do a
talking.
hide.
All right.
Just do a hide non-video recipient, so it'll go away.
All right, cool. All right, we're back. So yeah, like I couldn't figure out what's got me geeked till like maybe 10 minutes till the show, but then Emily texted me, she's like, do you want to go pumpkin picking this weekend? So I'm like, fuck. I was thinking about it. I haven't been pumpkin picking in like maybe like 15 years. So my buddy and his girlfriend and Emily and I are gonna go pumpkin picking at Tim's Pumpkin Patch. You guys
Awesome
are gonna-
place.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a fun place.
Yeah.
We saw some concerts there last year. Emily and my buddy's girlfriend go see the petting zoo and the shop and all that, while my buddy and we get drunk and we pick pumpkins.
We
So
were just talking about that, Hugh.
what you were just talking about that. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we're the millennials, but like basically, no, we want to get a big ass pumpkin. And it's funny, everybody in my group that out of us four can carve pumpkins, can do it very well. They're like, what can you carve? And I'm like, fuck, I can't do that shit. So literally I can just like poke holes and I can't carve a pumpkin. This is gonna look really, really bad. So like Emily, of course, wants to put pictures and see what they look like. I'm like, mine's gonna look awful, but I'll show some pictures. I'll send it to Geek Pod and you'll be like, oh my God, this looks really bad. But it'll be fun just going pumpkin picking after working like 2 jobs this week and having a couple beers, pick some those pumpkins. Actually, we're gonna play JackBox that night too. Did you guys ever
Nice.
play those?
Yeah, I've seen of them.
Yeah,
I've never played.
my son has. We play but my son had it. We played it at Christmas time.
Oh yeah. We
Yeah.
were playing it during quarantine, and one of them was what would the Riddler say to Batman or something like that. And this is one of my favorite things my friend said. He said, riddle me these tits. I'm like, I was like, that's clever. That's just really clever. I like that. So like he said, what would he see if he saw Batman? Riddle me these tits. And it's my friend that is totally quiet. You would not hear him say that. And he's like, oh yeah, that was totally funny. I'm like, because all during quarantine, we would be on Zoom calls playing JackBox all night. And literally it was around 3 a.m. We're playing the last game. And it's like, where the fuck did that come from? So we were just playing that. So that's what we're gonna do Saturday. Pick pumpkins, drink beer, make some dinner. And Emily's gonna make this. Have you guys ever had this? This looks interesting. Hamburger soup. So
Well,
yeah.
I mean, hamburger soup is a traditional poor person recipe, so I know I've had it plenty of times.
I've never had it. So what do you guys do? You think is it good? So what are the recommendations out there?
It's basically soup, vegetable soup with hamburger in it. I mean,
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay.
yeah. I mean, it's good. It's
Yeah.
especially if you have some crusty bread, like some French bread or something like that to dip in it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have that with biscuits, and we're gonna
There
make
you go.
brownies and ice cream for dessert. So good times, and that's what's got me geeked this week. Seeing some good friends I haven't seen in a long time, and pick those pumpkins.
There you go. Pick them pumpkins. All right, so I guess it's my turn. What's got me geeked this week is Hugh Jackman's returning to the coming to the MCU. Not returning. Returning as Wolverine in Deadpool 3. That video was probably one of the fucking greatest things I've seen lately.
That was
Just the
pretty
fact
good.
that he's pouring on this whole thing, and at the end it's just like, hey Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time? Sure.
Sure, Ryan. Why
Or,
not?
yeah, sure, Ryan. And he goes upstairs. I can't wait for that. That's great. And there's been 2 more videos since then. One where they were talking about like the continuity issues and all that. And
Yeah,
then
they had Wham! Wake Me Up Before You Go basically playing the whole time.
love it. Yes. So it's gonna be good times. I can't wait. That's exciting. So
So Deadpool and X-Men. I mean, that's basically what this means is Deadpool and X-Men are going to the MCU.
yes, but I don't think Hugh Jackman is going to be our MCU Wolverine. I think this is going to be another variant kind of thing, and I will tell you why. Right now, if they want to use those characters, they still have to use the people that played them in Fox because they are still technically under contract. Until the Fox contracts run out, they have to use them. That's why we had Patrick Stewart as Professor X in Multiverse of Madness.
Well,
I mean,
So-
is that the reason, or is
Yes.
it because he's the only person you would cast in that role anyway?
Well, that's not true,
Well-
seeing as from the rumors I've heard, they're looking at Giancarlo Esposito as Professor X going forward.
Well, I mean, for without them being established in the MCU, you're doing the
Right.
multiverse. You're bringing in, Professor X. He's the guy to do it. in
Yes.
that particular movie.
I don't disagree. I think they should have stuck
You
with
wouldn't
them.
have Giancarlo Esposito show up
Show up
without
in there because
already-
people are gonna be like, who? Yeah.
Yeah.
Without
Well,
having
Like,
the
it's the
foundation
guy
laid.
from Far Cry.
I mean, it's not going to happen until 2024 anyway. So
And is Logan based off in 2030 because Logan's not dead yet, or how are they going to touch? That's the big.
That was
mystery,
one of the things they referenced in the other video. Is
right?
that this takes place before Logan. That Wolverine died in Logan. Boom.
Before I saw that little tidbit, that was kind of cool. Like I was talking to my friend, I was like, "This is how they'll do it. They'll have Deadpool at the grave, mourning over his wife, and then he'll like just reach into the ground, pull Logan out, and do like a young Frankenstein. It's like he's alive, he's alive." But no, we'll see how they do that though.
You know what the most exciting thing about this is, Paul? We're all
So-
going to have to pretend we don't know this when I go over it in the news segment later.
Yeah. I kind of figured it would show up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This actually flew under the radar, but kudos to you, Hugh, for sending it to our group chat. I did not know something was coming out. That was pretty shocking. So I was like, when you sent that, I'm like, holy shit.
I had seen it literally like just before, and then he sent the video. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the video.
it's all over. I mean,
Yeah, now it's
Yeah.
it's every fucking
Twitter
place.
had freaking lit up.
All right.
But like you said, Paul, the best part was like that, and then you have the Whitney Houston song in the background, though. But Hugh Jackman is just walking up the stairs, like, sure, Ryan, and what is he biting an apple? I think.
I think so.
Yeah,
Something
I
like that.
just want to know, are they living together now? What's the deal here?
That's and their wives. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, they
Um,
kissed and made up.
We still have people. Okay. All right. So moving on, is anybody playing anything, Kevin?
I fired up my Xbox 360 and started Call of Duty over again.
How'd that work out?
I don't know. It's going all right. It's as frustrating as it ever was.
All right. Well
I'm
then,
not playing anything until I get my Steam deck back. So
right.
It's in the mail, though. You said, right?
it's in the mail. Yeah, it went out Monday to whatever day I messaged you guys. I think it was Monday. It's supposed to get back there Friday. So
Nice.
we'll see.
All right. Well, then jumping past that, since I'm definitely not playing anything, and I don't think anybody else is because I would have piped up. I think it's time for Kev's tabletop review.
All right. So this week we're going to show you a little interview we did at the Comic-Con we went to this past weekend.
Finger
at
Lakes
Del
Expo
Lago.
at
Yeah,
Del
Finger Lakes
Lago.
Expo at Del Lago. We got a chance to meet a couple of really, really nice guys there, Bryson and Corey of Terragon Gaming. They have a phenomenal product that if you like tabletop games, if you like Dungeons and Dragons, or if you like to extend the board games that you have and make your own boards, what these guys have is something you got to check out. So check out this video and please check the show notes out and then check out their website.
Awesome. Let's take it away.
For this week's tabletop review, we're going to be interviewing Bryson and Corey of Terragon Gaming.
Nice to meet you guys. What we're here displaying today is our innovative product called Terragon Terrain. It's a modular magnetic tile system.
Yeah, we came up with this idea a few years ago for our D&D games that we were playing. We realized the potential that the idea had for board gaming and all different kinds of tabletop games. So we made the decision to kickstart it, and we had a lot of success on Kickstarter, and that allowed us to really take the product to the next level. We now injection mold our tiles, and we offer a full range of scatter terrain to go with the tiles.
Yep. And everything is made right here in upstate New York, actually.
Oh, fantastic.
It's very important to us to do stuff as much as we can in the USA. So obviously the only thing we get not from the USA is the magnets, but everything else it's made, injection molded, and assembled right here in upstate New York.
So I'm seeing some different colored pieces. Are these translucent pieces? Do they light up or something?
No, they're made to represent different things.
Oh, I gotcha.
We have 9 different colors as of right now. We do intend to add more in the future, but for right now, the clear tiles represent like ice. The blue translucent tiles are meant to represent water. We felt that the translucency really gave them a lot more realistic look than the just the straight coloration. So we've kind of got different colors to represent different things. So we've got snow and we've got earth, but that can be used as wood or whatever. We've got green for grass or forest or whatever you want it to represent, as well as like everything down to molten magma with obsidian.
Oh, very cool. And you've added in game pieces that I'm seeing here from other games that you have.
Yeah, just to kind of represent, the versatility of the system.
Very cool, very cool. And why don't you go through your prices real quick?
Yeah, so right now we have, before our pre-order, we have special pre-order only pricing. It's discounted from what our retail price is going to be. We sell them in 25 packs, 250 packs, 500 packs, and 1,000 packs. Now the 25 packs you can get, they're single color, so you'll be able to pick and choose what colors you get. The 250 packs, 500 and 1,000 starter packs all come in pre-selected color schemes. We have a few different ones. I think we have 5 different color schemes for each size. They start at $23, give or take, with the pre-order pricing for the 25 packs. Then you get up to $190 for the 250, and it goes up to $665 for the 1,000 pack. And now, mind you, again, those prices are going to go up after the pre-order, so it's a good idea if you're really interested to pick them up during the pre-order. And we expect those pre-orders to begin shipping in March.
And what you see in front of us up here, that's just under 500 tiles. So you can get a really long way with 500 tiles.
With elevation and everything.
Yeah, so you don't need to necessarily get 1,000 of these things to play.
But you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, you can do a lot more than play games with them. They're fun just to play with because they are super easy to set up. You can move them around.
Yeah.
You can take your whole map, split it down the middle. You can snap it back together.
His son's been playing with the prototype since he was 2. So
Yeah.
they're a lot of fun.
Very cool. Pull back. Well, thank you guys, Bryson and Corey of Terragon Games. We really appreciate your time today, and we hope you take a second to check out our podcast.
Yeah, we will.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, like I said, they've got a really cool product, and if you get a chance, check out Terragon Gaming. Just do a quick Google search, Terragon, Terragon Gaming. And they also, that is their production. That's the stuff that they're actually making and selling. But check out Bubble Tree Productions. That's the company that they created that Terragon spun out of. And if you want to know more, you can check them out in Camden, New York. They have a store right on Main Street.
Outstanding. And I think that'll bring us right up to our first commercial break. We'll be back in a minute. Stick with us, guys. Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a key back issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore, located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking. Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics.
Now, before you blow up your own gas pipeline, then act like you have no idea what happened, here's the news. and we're going to pretend that Paul didn't blow up this first story at the top of the show. First up, X-Men, The Last Stand. Holy crap, guys. Hugh Jackman is playing Wolverine one last time. In news no one expected, Ryan Reynolds announced Hugh Jackman will be returning as Wolverine for Deadpool 3. This is not a joke. This is not a rumor. After years of pursuing Hugh to get Deadpool and Wolverine together, it seems mouse money has finally prevailed. That, or Reynolds finally sold his soul to Satan to make this happen. Or blackmail. It could always be blackmail. That Jackman guy always seemed too perfect to really be squeaky clean to me. Next up, Knight to Queen's Crook. Scandal and intrigue are rocking the world of professional chess. World champion Magnus Carlson has accused 19-year-old Hans Neiman of cheating. In a somewhat bizarre statement, he claimed that he could not go into more detail without Neiman's permission. I can't think of any situation where one needs the accused's permission to show proof of an accusation, but I don't know chess. Maybe that's a thing there. Now, there are already many measures taken to prevent cheating in chess. Players cannot bring any phones in and are scanned for any sort of electronic devices. This did not stop one chess player from suggesting Neiman has some vibrating anal beads in, and a third party was buzzing his dark money pipeline in code, feeding him moves from a chess computer. Yep, I did not have to write that joke. Another player of the second most boring game in the world made the dirtiest joke possible in this case. Nothing like anal beads to up your chess game. And finally, God damn it, Cat, shut up. Jesus, hold on a second. This is ridiculous. He is loud. Go. You're not allowed in here anymore.
You can't run here anymore.
This network's going to shit. And finally, are you going to finish that? Netflix's Jeffrey Dahmer series has rocketed to the top of their streaming charts, and that ascension has not been without controversy. The surviving victims and families of the serial killer have taken to the media, expressing that this is forcing them to relive their trauma all over again. Various hashtags have been used to urge the boycott of the popular show. It brings up a really good point, though. Do victims really own their own story? Certainly they can hold the rights to their personal take on the story, but as this played out publicly in the media, should they be able to stop the production of something they don't approve of? Who owns history and who can tell its stories? Now, that's a tough one, and I'm not sure I'm qualified to answer. I sympathize with them, but also see that since the show is now #1, most of the world wants the story and aren't too concerned about the victims and their feelings. I'm not saying I agree with that, only that it seems to be the cold, hard truth. Money talks, traumatic experiences walk. It's also worth noting that unlike a lot of other serial killers, Dahmer will still be used in popular culture, say 100 years from now. Every one of us has said to someone, okay, Jeffrey Dahmer, or some variation on that. He exists in a similar space as Hitler pop culture-wise. He will always come back around, much like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And that's the news, kids. Now, in what is clearly the most important thing going on in the world today, Taco Bell is letting their fans vote on a discontinued item to bring back. But they are choosing the contestants. Right now, the double-decker taco or enchilada are poised to make a comeback. I don't even know what the hell those are. For the love of all that is holy guacamole, please bring back the bacon cheeseburger burrito. Bacon is big now. Bacon is king. Please, before I die of diabetes, I want one more smoky, delicious bacon cheeseburger burrito before I go. Then I can die mas. Paul?
In other news, prestidigitator is another word for magician. Wizard. Back to you, Corbs.
All right.
I'm going to edit in a fireball there.
You're a wizard, Corbs.
What am I, Gandalf?
You
Never
shall
mind.
not pass.
Yeah. He's more Gandalf-like over
That's
there.
true. I
Bald
get
Gandalf.
a bald Gandalf.
Gandalf the Bald. Just like after he comes back from the dead, like the 17th time. There's no more hair. Arr!
I like that. All right. Sports wise this week, not much going on. Football season's in full swing.
Thanks
Bless
for
you.
that.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we're gonna do something a little different. Jack and I are gonna kind of pick 5 games a week, or one of us will pick 5 games, and we're gonna kind of see who comes out the best at the end of the season. So The first game that I got, I picked 5 games this week. So the first game that we're gonna pick, I figured we'd do the Thursday night game, Jack, the Monday night game, the Sunday night game of the week. Those are the 3 big ones. And then I figured we could do the Colts and the Eagles.
Whatever you want.
All right. So the first one, obviously, this week, tomorrow on Thursday, is Miami versus Cincinnati.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going with the Dolphins. The fact that they beat the Bills last week, I mean, it wasn't, I wouldn't say handily, but they were able to keep the Bills in check. I mean, the Bills had a lot of injuries, but I'm going to go with the Dolphins on this one. Tua is just playing too well. So
Okay. I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals because I think they're going to be coming back because they won last week. I feel like Joe Burrow's finally getting into his zone. Jamar Chase is a top 5 wide receiver.
Yep.
And Cincinnati Bengals, and I know it has nothing to do with the game, but they have the best jerseys in football. Tune in tomorrow, guys. If you have Amazon Prime, they're going to be wearing all white uniforms, which is pretty cool. They look really cool, the Cincinnati Bengals. But I think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to show up, and they're going to be 2-2 after tomorrow.
well, hope you tuned in on Thursday.
Yes, absolutely.
Next game I got is the Indianapolis game. So it's Indianapolis and Tennessee.
Okay.
All right. Indy got their first win last week against the Chiefs. Chiefs had a chance to win a couple of times. I'm actually going against Indianapolis this week, and I'm going with Tennessee. I just think I think Derrick Henry's just he's a beast. I mean, not gonna lie to you, he runs over people. So I just don't think the Colts have the defense to stop him right now. I think they're struggling a little bit. I think they can hang offensively, but defensively, I think Derrick Henry's just gonna run all over him. So
Have faith, Corbs, man. Your Colts are better than you think. Frank Reich is a great coach. I think Matt Ryan got a little confidence boost beating arguably the best team in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think the Colts are going to catch some steam. And Jonathan Taylor, one of the best running backs in all of football, they're going to have the Colts be 2-2 by the end of tomorrow. So, Corbs, you and I are going to have some disagreements.
Yeah.
Love it. What's your next?
Next one is the Philadelphia game. So it's Philadelphia and Jacksonville.
Okay.
I'm going with Philly. I like Jacksonville. I like Trevor Lawrence. I do think I see them being a lot better than they were or were supposed to be. I think within the next couple of years, they're going to be a playoff team. I just don't think they've got the firepower to beat Philly right now. Jalen Hurts is playing too well. They're talking about him actually being a MVP candidate. So yeah, definitely I'm going with Philly. I just don't think Jacksonville can stop them.
The key word is here, one game at a time.
Yeah.
So one game at a time. Doug Peterson was the Eagles coach when they won the Super Bowl in 2017. Jacksonville comes in really hot to Philadelphia. However, being an Eagles fan, yes, I'm biased, but Eagles are a great team. Philadelphia will win the game, I feel 27-21. So I feel like Doug Peterson, he feels like he's going to get booed when he comes into the stadium. Being an Eagles fan, come on, you can't boo that guy. He has to come into the stadium. You have to give him some cheers. Trevor Lawrence loved him at Clemson. It's not their time. Philadelphia will shine. Fly Eagles fly to 4-0.
There you go. All right. Sunday night game of the week is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've watched a lot of stuff, and they always say don't bet against Brady. Don't bet against Brady. He's always got a chance to win. I mean, he had a chance to tie Aaron Rodgers over the weekend. But unfortunately, I think I am going to bet against them this week, and I am going to go with Patrick Mahomes. I think they've got. Mike Evans is coming back, so I mean, it is actually going to be a tough game, I think. But I'm going with KC. I think Travis Kelce is going to do work against the Tampa Bay defense. So.
No, rumor has it right now that Rob Gronkowski will come out of retirement and join the Bucs again. That won't be this week. Hopefully he never does because Tom Brady's got to go. He's got to retire. Rumors have it the teammates are very upset with him with bringing the Gisele Bundchen, the marriage thing in. So they want to just literally write him off. But yeah, I'm with you. I feel like Travis Kelce will go off 10 catches, 100 yards. I feel like the Kansas City Chiefs will win a close one, but it'll be 31-28 Kansas City.
Okay.
Wait, I thought everyone loved Tom Brady except for the people that didn't. What happened with his wife?
Him and his wife might get a divorce, but Corbs, I'll let you take it to your segment. Go ahead.
I didn't, and Hugh, I didn't even know that. So
Okay.
Yeah, they might get a divorce and all that. He looks very sickly right now.
Is he
was-
not playing well?
He's playing fine, but like
Oh.
but literally they're 2-1, but like they're saying he's bringing his marriage thing into it. He took a leave of absence right before the season was going to start and all that. So they're like, where's Tom Brady? Is he retiring? No, he might have a lapse because his wife really wants him to retire, but he keeps saying, oh, I want to keep playing. After he retires, he has a 10-year, $343 million contract to do broadcasting. So he's not going anywhere. So
Right.
he'll be here for a long time.
They probably are going to get a divorce because he likes to open mouth kiss his son.
I did hear. Yes, I know. Yeah,
I've-
his
I've
name
heard
is
that.
Jack.
He
Unfortunately,
should run for president.
he will.
In the Republican Party.
Hey, it
Well, yeah,
doesn't
he is-
matter. It happens
he-
on both sides. So
He is friends with Trump, so
He is.
yes.
Nice.
Trump Brady 2024.
There you go. Jack, last game of the week, Monday night. You got the Rams and the 49ers. I am going with I'm going to go with Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm going with the 49ers against the Rams. I don't know why. I've always liked Jimmy Garoppolo as a quarterback. So I just think that I don't know. I got a feeling that he might pull that game out. So
Sure. I think both teams are evenly matched. I think the Rams are still on their Super Bowl hangover, of course. However, Jimmy Garoppolo, you watch him carefully. He might step out of bounds again in the end zone. You never know. Thought you'd like that. But no, I'm gonna take the Rams because I do think Stafford still wants to prove something, and Cam Akers is really good. And get Allen Robinson involved. Give him the damn ball. Cooper Kupp is really good, the best wide receiver in football, but get Allen Robinson involved. He'll probably have like 3 or 4 catches for 80 yards, but I would say he'll be the star of the game and Rams will win that game.
all right.
So,
Well,
Corbs, what are we doing for our bet? Is it going to be a season after like all the wins? Who has the most wins?
Yeah,
What do you-
we'll go season. See who's got the best win-loss record, and then I don't know, figure out something. Probably 6-pack or something like that. Figure it out.
Sounds good.
Or you could all pick the same teams, so you have the same numbers, and then buy yourselves beer at the end of the season.
That's not fun.
Kev wants in. He disappointed. He wants a 6-pack. Whoever wins.
What do you want, Beth?
I just want to pick the winning team so that I can drink beer.
I know.
So
Fulton ball kickers by 7.
nice.
Go Sports.
The Toronto Argonauts.
There you go.
Fun fact, Jack, you were talking about Cincy with their white uniforms, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I have it on good authority that when they come running out, they're also going to be wearing white hoods. So
Oh,
Really? Wow.
who's that really?
Wow.
wow.
Damn. That got dark quick. You
That's-
bet.
I mean, that's kind of what they're trying to prevent.
Where are the white women at?
Oh my God.
That's probably the
Oh.
only time we can make a Blazing Saddles reference anymore.
Whatever
Sheriff is
viewers, whatever
Oh.
viewers we had, they're gone now.
That's not true. We found out over this weekend it's really hard to offend our 2 viewers.
That's true.
Why don't you use a little Clerks reference? It's okay. I'm taking it back. It's okay. I'm taking it back.
Well, next week I'll have it written on the back of the work shirt. Sorry to interrupt your sportsing.
I'm all done with sports. for
Sportsing.
today.
Forever? Oh, damn.
Go Sports.
All right. So Jack, I'm very interested this week to see how you're gonna do your trivia.
So I was
Hold
mentioning.
it. Can we do your theme music
Oh yeah, do my theme music. Actually, yes, thank you. Yeah, don't forget my theme music there, Paul.
this time?
Oompa, 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 oompa.
All right. Hit it.
Is- All right. So what's got me geeked was the Halloween theme. So I was like, you know what? Let's tailor it around Halloween a little bit. We're a little early, but
Early. Yeah.
Halloween is always a fun time.
We're not early.
Do that in a few weeks.
Okay, so first question. Remember, everybody gets one guess. Make it a good guess. What candy was handed out to soldiers during the Korean War?
Well, they used to get gum. Korean War, they would have gotten
Werther's Originals.
No.
no, it
Rice
was-
candies.
There were
No.
different kinds of candy and the different kinds of rations. Sea Rats had later on they had gum, they had Chiclets gum, but before that they had a sugar they were like sugar cube, basically is what they were.
Was that what had the saltpeter in
but
them?
they were flavored. No, they were flavored.
I'm gonna say bits o' honey.
No.
I gave my guess away with a
Yeah.
bad joke. So
I don't know.
done.
I don't know. I give up.
You're actually doing pretty good so far. I don't want to help you out, but you are doing pretty good. So
Well, I just don't remember what came before the Chiclets, though. I can't remember what the candy was. I think it's a hard candy. I'll just say that. I don't know.
do you want to take a guess?
You did.
Candy.
Just hard candy. It's a name brand, but okay. All right. The answer is Tootsie Rolls.
Nice.
That's not a hard.
That is not a hard candy.
Yeah, it's
It's
I
hard
did
to
not know
eat.
that. I did not know that.
That depends on how old it is.
Yeah.
But like you were actually on the right track when I was looking up this trivia question. I saw the Chiclets gum. I'm like, oh my god, come on, Kev, let's go. You're going down the right
I didn't
path.
know it was before it, and even before that. See, I didn't know what was before the Chiclets. I knew there was something. And then if you go back before Sea Rats, there was I forget what those rations were, but they actually are the ones that had the hard candy in them. That's why I thought that's how Sea Rats started. But Tootsie Rolls, that makes sense.
So basically it was, hey, good job not getting shot. Here's a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah. Corbs, are you eating those Cheez-Its from the con on Saturday? What are you eating?
These are the Old Bay ones.
Okay. All right. So next one. All right, everybody, you're looking for a year here. So that's the clue. In 2020, we had a full moon for Halloween. Give me the year when we will have the next full moon on Halloween.
Two 2038.
2038, you say?
Yep.
No.
2027.
No.
2099.
No. And Kev's last.
I said 2034. I don't know.
Nope. The answer is 2039.
Oh wow.
Of course,
Wow.
you were close.
Shouldn't trivia questions be about things that have already happened?
No.
Not necessarily.
Whatever they want. Back to you, Paul.
It's whatever little Jack wants.
Back to me. Oh, it is
Wait,
back
wait,
to
wait.
me.
Wait.
What?
I burned 2,000 calories today.
Why? How?
You light a
Last time
bag
I-
of sugar on fire?
It's the last time I leave brownies in the oven while I take a nap.
Ba-boom, ching.
You missed one. Missed it at the last one, man.
I know. Don't worry about it.
All right. So, as we like to do, I'm going to hit off our weekly topic. All right. Then, and again, we'll go to break so you have time to think about it. And here we go with Spoozie.
Uzi,
What
Right
the
back
hell
to
was
Steve.
what are you
that?
thinking about?
Spoozie!
What are you thinking about over there, buddy?
Isn't it like a German pasta or something?
I don't know, it
That's
sounds
all.
like a
That's
Probably not where
all.
we just went with it. I'll tell you that.
A
With-
smoothie, boozy, and sorry, that's done now. Sorry.
With spooky season fast approaching, what character scares or scared you the most? Doesn't have to be horror movies. It can be anything that scared the fuck out of you. All right.
Jack.
No, you answer after we come back.
Oh shit.
Hi, Hugh.
Make it
I got that
stop.
reference, Paul. You know what that's from, don't you?
Mr. Boogity. Oh,
Off mic.
never heard of that one.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, stick with us, guys. We'll be back with our weekly topic. Looking for the hottest new comic on the shelf or a keyback issue to complete your run? How about that rare statue or action figure that you've scoured the internet looking for? Come to Collectibles Galore. Located in North Syracuse with ample off-street parking, Collectibles Galore has a huge selection of comics, toys, and rare pop culture items you won't find anywhere else. Comics Galore is always buying comics and toys and will give you the fairest price for your collection. New customers get 15% off their first purchase in store. Collectibles Galore for all of your pop culture needs. Stop in and see for yourself why Collectibles Galore is the king of comics. Welcome back. That music means it's time for our weekly topic, and I will reiterate once again, it is damn near spooky season, not Spoozie season. What character scares or scared you the most? Take it away,
I'm gonna
guys.
have to go with zombies because
Zombies.
that's what traumatized me. That's what I had nightmares about until my early 30s, just about every single night. Not the scariest dream I've had. There's one other thing where I had a scarier dream. I had a night terror, but most of the time it was zombies. And of course, I love the movies because I find them scary. So that's got to be it.
Which, like, what is your all-time like scariest zombie? You know, we've seen all different kinds. The decaying slow walkers of Walking Dead, the fast runners of some of the other zombie type movies.
I see that's a loaded question because
Yeah, I know.
okay. Simply let's call it a technical level, the fast zombies are the scariest because they're just fucking terrifying and there's nothing you can do, and it doesn't even matter if you're in good shape, you're never going to outrun them. If we're talking on a visual level, the Tar Man from Returning the Living Dead, I think is the most terrifying looking one. We very barely see him in the movies, and he's just, you know what I'm talking about, right, Kevin? The one covered in the black goo. That thing's fucking terrifying.
What about now? I don't know if these are classified as zombies, but what about the and I don't know what you want to call them, the sick people from I Am Legend. I mean, they weren't really zombies.
Well, I believe in the original book they were by Richard Matheson. They were considered like vampires, or at least in the movie with Charlton Heston, they were considered vampires. They don't explicitly eat people, and they're not dead. So I mean, and that's tricky because neither are the runners from 28 Days Later.
God bless you.
Sorry about that. But there's been a lot of controversy over whether 28 Days Later counts as a zombie movie. And I think the general consensus is, even if you have a problem with it, yes, it does. It counts as a zombie movie. I don't think I Am Legend is, especially at the end. I mean, they show the tribalism. They protect their own. They're not undead monsters.
So there's been other movies that have gone into, and I know I'm derailing the question, but this is really interesting to me because there's other movies that have gone into the possibility that zombies actually start to get some kind of sentience.
Yeah. Well, okay. If you want my take on that, I hate it. In fact, our upcoming season of The Walking Dead, we're going to have faster zombies and smarter zombies. And well, apparently there were faster and smarter zombies in the very first episode. So we just didn't see them. And if you go back and see, like, there was one climbing a fence, one, trying to open a door. That was Morgan's wife. I don't think they're not like Dawn of the Dead remake fast, but I don't think, anyway, from what I've seen, but they're going to be faster. But here's the thing I don't like about it. If it's a traditional-ish zombie, it is a dead thing. It is rotting. I don't feel that in that state they should be able to learn anything at all.
Okay.
Because if they can, then I don't believe that they are what we think they are. They are not completely dead if they're able to come back and start learning. So I'm not saying that I don't think that that should be used as a plot device, but it's usually used by long-running series, especially in books. once they run out of ideas for the slow zombies, then they start getting smarter, and the threat is renewed. It's used as a plot device rather than something that's organic and I can get on board with.
Yeah, I think I'm with you though. If I was going to be scared of a zombie, it'd be a fast one.
Absolutely. What are you going to do? The slow ones, even I might be able to get away from.
Well, like I always say, you carry a revolver not for the zombie, but for the slowest person in your group.
Yes.
And if you are the slowest, then you just shoot somebody's kneecap out, and then now they're the slowest.
Shane showed us that in season 2.
Otis.
Yep.
Kev, you're talking about zombies. What's got you scared, man?
The scariest movie of all time, the one that I still think about when I am the only one out at night all by myself, Gargoyles. Because them mofos can run. Notice the theme?
You don't like the fast stuff. Yeah.
I don't like the fast stuff.
Unless it's on 2 wheels.
That zombie, I remember that movie. That zombie ran and caught that car. Jumped onto the back of the car. No. No, hell no. No. Nope.
Nice. Jack, since you like to speak up, why don't you go next?
I'm afraid of mine. That's why I didn't want to go. This is my favorite favorite time of the month for my dad. So he loves the scary, like Halloween, all this stuff. There was a little movie before I was born in 1973 called The Exorcist. So fuck. Like,
So you're scared of split pea soup?
dude, she pukes. She stabs herself with a cross. She levitates. It's
Is that all she
fucking.
did with that cross?
Well, that's how she stabs herself with the damn cross. Yeah, it's like, oh my God. I remember I was watching that when I was like a little kid. Like I had to be like 7 or 8. And I was like, what?
But The Exorcist, though, all you have to do is leave the fucking house and just don't take the big long staircase down. Find another way out.
Exactly. But yeah, I remember like, yeah, that movie scared me. And like every Halloween, my dad would play it. And I'm like, okay, I would not watch it after like a certain year. And then, no joke, we go to Washington, D.C. We stay in Georgetown. My dad's like, oh, let's go down the staircase. I'm like, he's like, oh, this is the staircase from The Exorcist. I'm like, what the fuck? It still follows me wherever I go. My dad's like, gotcha. I'm like, oh,
So you're scared of a staircase? Am I
it was
getting
the
this right?
staircase he falls down, though, at the end of the movie, though. It was the exact, that's where they filmed it. So I'm like, this movie still haunt me to this day. I hate the movie. I'll never watch it. I remember in college, I was dating this girl. She's like, it's Halloween time. I'm like, yeah, let's watch Cabin Fever. Let's watch Nightmare on Elm Street. She's like, no, let's watch The Exorcist. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like,
Did her head spin around for you?
yeah, I was like, I just can't do this right now. So yeah, I don't
He instantly broke up with a girl. He was just
Yeah.
like out.
do this. I'm out of here. I'm going to the bar and drink. But like, no, like, I don't know. That movie just freaks me out. Just like like when you first see it, it's like, oh my God, it's like freaking you out. But then they make all the remakes. They're not as bad, but just when you first see it the first time, it's revolutionary. I'm not gonna lie, it's different, but it's just very freaky as shit. I don't know. Keep that away from me.
Good to know. Corbs.
Nothing scares me.
I knew you were going to say that.
You lie.
He is lying.
I am lying. I mean, I'm not a big horror fan, so I don't really watch a lot of movies, but the one that I've seen is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so I'm gonna go with Leatherface. So
Nice.
Why does that scare you a little bit?
anybody wielding a chainsaw like a maniac is terrifying.
That
I don't-
movie scares me because it reminds me of where I grew up.
Yeah.
So that's it for me. I mean, Leatherface is anybody who will cut off somebody's skin and wear it as a mask.
Yeah,
Minus, you
that's
know.
a little
So
terrifying.
Men in Black bothered you then too, right?
Well,
The Edgar
you
suit.
know. How's that?
Give
No.
me sugar.
Sugar and water.
Did you notice though in Men in Black though when they're drinking the lemonade, it's very tart? That's the reasoning why. Because you use all the sugar.
Yes.
More you know.
True. Way to go, Jack.
Gotcha.
All right. I guess it's my turn.
What do you got? What do you got, Paul? What do you got?
Showgirls, absolutely terrifying.
What? Elizabeth Berkley?
It's a reference
you're
from
a-
Scream.
Oh. Gonna
Oh.
say if you're a film student, maybe. but-
No, mine's a little off. It's not a horror movie in the traditional sense. The dead body from Stand By Me scared the fuck out of me as a kid.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. And then when I got older, it was the Blair Witch Project. That freaked me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've still never forgotten that. I was at my cousin's house. They were watching the movie, and it scared me so bad that I kept leaving the room. And I would go to the kitchen and hang out with my aunt, and she would like legit had no time for my shit. So she would send me back into the living room to watch the movie, and then they would do the next scene showing the dead body, and I would freak out again. So yeah, that was it for me.
Poor young Paul. It's actually kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie.
It is a funny story because you don't think that Stand By Me is gonna be the movie that like fucked you up as a child. Like that shouldn't be the one. High five.
I got
Yeah.
another one.
A joke or
No.
What?
Kevin's
pretty
mustache
scary.
right now?
That's scary. Oh, it's my sister.
Your sister scares you?
No.
Oh.
No, my sister. Her most terrifying thing, the thing that scares her the most, E.T.
Really?
Really?
It's that
Yeah.
finger.
Oh, isn't creepy.
Oh, the fingers.
She's never watched E.T. from start to finish because E.T. scares the shit out of her.
That's kind of funny. E.T. scares Kristen too, but that's because we were on the ride at Universal and the fucking ride pitched and almost threw her on the ground.
Different reason.
Elliot, phone home. Sorry, I'm good now.
I always try to get her to watch it.
Can you,
know,
like kind of tranny trick her into it?
Right. It
Just
doesn't
all of
work.
a sudden, boom.
Once she sees it, come out, she's like running out of the room.
Wow.
Yeah, like there's a reason why. My grandmother did not like E.T.
Had a finger like that.
It glued at the end, yes, or glowed at the end. Yeah, my grandmother hated that movie, so my sister in turn did not like the movie, and did not like E.T. So
Interesting side script to that. Do you guys remember that they actually manufactured and sold like that ET finger?
No,
Oh, I bet that got used in some interesting ways.
I was going to say, because I know this because I had one for some reason.
Did it have a
And
light
it
on the end?
basically, yes, it lit up. Like if you pressed on the fingertip, it lit up. But they basically sold a dildo to children and called it an ET finger.
I bet the kids
So
didn't have one.
wait. You had one of those, Paul?
Yes, and I don't know how it was one of those things that I don't know how it
Uh-huh.
happened, kind of like the Lone Ranger
Uh-huh.
action figure I had.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you this question because I'm assuming you tried. Did it light up in your ass?
So I did, Jack.
There's
Feel
no way
that
to
one.
know.
It didn't phone
There's no way
home
to
for
know.
him. It didn't phone home for him,
Yeah,
Corbs.
Why are
It's
you
just like-
wait, Paul? Why are you asking Jack if something ended up in your ass?
I wasn't alive when you were a kid, dumbass.
Damn.
No,
Hold on, I'm adding in titles. Sorry. Oh, look at that. There's one left.
go. I'm actually more curious about your ET finger though. Keep going about the story.
That's all I got. Like it was just one of those weirdest. It's one of those like inappropriate toys, kind of like the Spider-Man balloon that the airport is on his crotch. Like I look back at it now, and I had it for years. I don't know why. I'm sure it was something like at the time I was like, "Hey, buy me that," and fucking ET finger. It was literally like a hollow finger that looked like the ET finger. It looked like a giant fucking dildo, and it lit up on the end. Like you could put it on an ET phone home.
It
But
talks to you too.
no, it didn't talk. That's me. Yeah.
I love the fact that he just jammed the finger on his finger too.
Well, all right, whatever. Paul, actually, I thought of one. If there's such thing as fun scary, actually, it's the movie Signs. Like, I know they were aliens. We knew they were aliens, but like the way they depict them, because you
Dirty
don't see them-
aliens too.
yeah, but they don't like
Dirty.
show them till the very end. But like that was actually kind of scary watching the whole movie. You're like, what's gonna happen? What's just gonna happen this whole time? And they have their last dinner together, and like, are they actually gonna make it? But like, you were generally freaked out the whole time watching that. So like, M. Night Shyamalan Signs, that was a really good movie and had me
I wasn't.
fun.
I
Scary.
wasn't freaked out because I've never seen it.
You've seen Signs.
No, I haven't. Why are you telling me what I've seen?
Oh my god, has he not seen Signs, people?
The same way I've never seen a James Bond movie. We've been over this.
This is ridiculous.
You never watched
Jack's done.
Supernatural either.
He's quitting.
I'm out.
Fuck this noise.
All right. Well,
Go
I
play
was
with your
thinking,
ET finger.
I was thinking characters. There's actually something that I took some notes on, and this fits in perfectly. I was going to slide it in next week or something, kind of like Paul slid that finger in. So Fall came out on digital yesterday.
Okay.
That's the movie about the two girls that
Yeah.
climb the tower. Okay.
The one you were talking about before. Yes.
Yeah. Now, I got about 20 minutes into the movie and I had to stop it.
You were done because you said you're like
I am
paralyzingly afraid of
para-
heights. Yes.
Yes. And when I see like heights on a show, or when I see heights in person, like I walk to the edge, I get this really uncomfortable feeling right between my balls and asshole. Okay. And I'm just going to be straight honest. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe everyone who's scared of heights gets that. But
Yes.
I'm watching this movie and everyone does that.
Yep.
That's the feeling. Okay. It was like someone took my taint and balls and tied them together and made me sit on them for 20 minutes straight. I was just done. I'm like, I can't do this.
Okay. I can't feel that reference because that's never happened. But
It was fucking
Watch
awful,
Fall.
dude. Imagine that heights feeling for 20 minutes straight. I'm just like, there's no way I can sit through an entire movie like this. And it was good. It was
yeah, that's the
really
worst
good.
part when it's
And I
like a
wanted to
legit
see-
fear like that.
Yeah, but I couldn't do it.
hmm I don't think this was on the show. We had this discussion before. Jack, back me up on this. I think this was one of the drunken discussions we had in Wellsboro.
Oh, it
I
was.
think. Yeah.
It was.
Okay.
It was when I was laughing like a hyena that night before we went on. Yeah,
Wait, like a what?
a hyena.
Hyena? What's a hyena?
So someone with a stutter saying hyena.
Hyena, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
alright.
I have a hyena. No, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. Watch it. I mean, if you are triggered in any way by heights, I mean, they did an amazing job with at least the first 20 minutes of the movie.
No, it's like Shark Tank. I'm out. I can't do it. I'm afraid of heights too. I remember when we were kids, we went on a Ferris wheel and my brother was rocking it back and forth.
Oh,
My
that's just a
dad
douche move.
My dad literally looked at him. He's like, "Sit down, you little shit, or I'm gonna pull you off this when we get off here. Just sit down." Like, and it freaks you out. Like now, I'm like that if that's like on a ride like that. Heights are not cool, so I'm with you on that.
Yeah, not good times. No.
Nope.
No. All right. That was good. Again, this thing's spurring on conversation. I like it. But that I think brings us to our last segment of the show. Guys, what are you watching?
I'm watching Dahmer. I'm part of the problem.
You are, you son of a bitch.
And it's good. And people are saying that they said they were gonna, show the victim stories, but they're not really. But it sure as hell, from my perspective, they seem to be focusing on the victims. Like sometimes there's an episode entirely focused on a single
One bite
victim.
at a time.
Yeah, no, not like that. Like that one of the victims was deaf, and most of the episode was captions because it was people
Nice.
speaking. Yeah, I mean, I felt it feels to me like it's respectful. I mean, but I don't really get to say that. It's not my call to make. My wife did say that she is frustrated because she doesn't want to feel sympathy for somebody who did something that awful. And I'm like, well, I get that. And I don't feel like I'm getting sympathy, but I do feel like I'm getting the story now because a lot of shit happened to him. And it's almost like he didn't really have a chance. He was always going to turn out like this because of those things that happened. He was going to be fucked up. And I think that you don't necessarily have to humanize someone like that, but you do have to remember that they're human. It's not, it had things gone differently for him and certain things not happened in his life, he might have ended up being an okay person.
Gotcha.
It's not what I'm watching, it's what I'm listening to. I'm eating all this Philadelphia Eagles news up because they're 3-0. One of my favorite podcasts, Bleeding Green Nation. Listen to them a couple hours each day. I know. So I'm listening to the Philadelphia Eagles podcast. They're 3-0, and last time they were 3-0, they won the Super Bowl. So yes, it's too early to say. It's too early to say. One game at a time, right, Corbs?
Yeah.
So, but it's just very exciting. Exciting time for football. They have a great offense, great defense, great special teams, and this podcast I've listened to for about 10 years now. It's been really great. So they're really good to listen to. I know Paul's shaking his head. He's not happy about that, so I'm not going to look at him right now. So it's just been really good listening to all this buzz about one of my favorite sports teams and all
A couple hours a day. So these people are doing a podcast every single day about a single sports team?
Well, they go into different perspectives, like the offense, they go into defense, they go into player interviews, they go into strategies. Like,
Man, that just seems like a lot.
they're very detailed what they do. It's really good at what they do because they go down to the T because they go to the practice squad. They make sure they're looking good. When I was a kid, I could know all the players, all 53 players on the roster. Now I know the offense and defense and special teams, but I don't know, like you said, Hugh, it's a lot. These guys are living, breathing Philadelphia Eagles news for the whole season. So it's actually kind of cool when I'm at work. I just put the podcast on, have it in one of my ear pods, and I'm just listening to while I'm working on a report. So
I wanted to give you a shit about knowing a 53-man roster, and then I realized I know every fucking guy on like the WWE roster
yeah,
and the fucking AEW roster. So
I was going to give you
But,
shit back. I'll
Paul,
be like,
could-
my
could
football
you-
is your foot wrestling.
Could you watch all of the wrestling on weekly and then listen to wrestling podcasts every single day for hours?
no, but the thing is they do have like daily wrestling podcasts. I
Really?
can't keep up with them, but it's a thing.
From the
think-
same people every day.
Yes,
talking.
yeah.
Wow.
Like there are
That's-
some that do daily ones. I
That
was
just doesn't seem like it should be a job.
right, and like how much can you report on? I mean, granted, for a couple weeks there, it was all the fucking
Yeah.
the scrum
Oh,
shit.
oh, Hugh, you assume they're getting paid to do it. They do it for fun. That's the only reason anybody does a podcast.
No,
Except for Joe
people-
Rogan.
People actually get paid to do this, Kevin.
Yeah,
Just not
very
us.
few.
Just not us.
Very
Yeah.
few.
Just
Just like in sports, 0.001% of the participants actually get paid.
Next week, Corbs is going to come back all decked out with Nike and just do it. And he'll have all the sponsors. But Corbs, where were you? Don't worry about it.
What else are we watching or listening to? Apparently, because now we're gonna start pushing other fucking podcasts.
Love you.
We haven't really done much didn't do anything over the weekend, really. And I mean, we're caught up with Game of Thrones and
But Endor.
Anyone watching
Didn't-
Ring of Power?
not yet. Didn't watch Andor yet.
I didn't watch this week's. I've got the first 3 episodes.
And Andor's coming out on Wednesdays or Thursdays.
Wednesday.
Wednesdays it dropped today.
So that comes out on Wednesdays. She-Hulk comes out on Thursdays.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but nobody's watching She-Hulk, so it doesn't matter.
But you didn't watch Andor yet. I think I watched it. You watched Andor, right, today?
I didn't.
Okay.
No,
Oh.
but I am caught up through the first 3 finally.
I
It was a
little
very
busy.
good episode. So we can
So
talk
what'd you think? What'd you think of the first 3, Paul?
I love it. I'm really enjoying it. I think Hugh, I think it was on the ride home. I was telling you what my problem with it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a throwaway line. Maybe it's not really a throwaway line in Rogue One where he's chastising Jyn about her being new to the rebellion. He's been living this life since he was 8 years old. This show retcons that. Because even if you say when he would, yes, it does. Because
How
he
do you
was
figure
not
it?
in the rebellion at 8 years old. He gets kidnapped at what, 13? Exactly. Who's doing the coughing? You
My
feel
mom.
okay?
My
You're
mom.
Okay. Mom gets
you're
a pass.
you make a lot of assumptions
Do I?
because his entire tribe exists because of what the Empire did
Empire
to his
did.
planet.
Yes, I understand that.
So he has been against the Empire since he was very young.
Was he against it, or were they just surviving because they were left there?
Yes.
Well,
Let's say surviving.
I say
why
both.
wouldn't you call it? I mean, you could define it a bunch of different ways, but I mean, if you're against them, you are a rebel for what they stand for.
I define
Either-
it.
I mean, he did
I'm
go
sorry, I
in there and
didn't mean to
start
cut
beating
you
the
off.
shit out of one of their ships, which is something a rebel would do. I'm with Kev. I get it. I
I
see what
just
you're
think, yeah, I just think that in his mind, and I don't think they've thrown it away yet.
And we're not done either.
Right.
So
There's a lot more to understand about what happened after the mining accident. We don't know all of that yet. Kind of got a feeling that kind of what happened, but I'm just saying I don't think it's happened yet. I understand what, I know the line you're talking about.
Yes.
I understand where you're getting that from, but I just think we need to hold on.
We probably do need to hold on, but as it stands, that's how I feel about it. Love the show. Love what they're doing. Love the fact that we have a specific race that highlights the Latino ethnicity. Excuse me. They're doing a very great job. I hate that fucking droid.
What, the one that looks at him and
B,
The trash can. Yeah.
you're dead to me.
it's like a Jarvis, basically.
That's I just don't
He's cute.
exactly. Light it on fire.
So it'd be a dumpster fire?
Ooh.
Basically, I mean, yeah, look at that. Look
Don't
at
you
you go,
love?
Corbs.
Don't you love what his buddy does to that shuttle?
Yes.
What he does to that shuttle.
That was
Oh
cool.
yes, that was awesome.
That was
awesome.
That was awesome.
It was a little much trying to field questions about what's a brothel to the kids. That was a good time.
It's a place where men go to get drinks.
I went with don't worry about it.
So they just turned around and looked it up on the internet later
Thankfully,
because you
oh,
didn't address
Yeah,
it.
because they have their own phones, they have their own tablets, and they get to do whatever they want with them.
who are we kidding? Those
'cause
fucking
that's
kids
what
are
kids
smarter than I am. They
do.
had it figured out already.
That would be
Um,
pretty cool though if his buddy does come back later in the seasons and they shows up at the rebellion, like, how'd you get here or something like that. That would be that character was really cool. I would like to see him come back.
Yeah.
I noticed we undid, and I saw it on a meme today. That's the only reason I know. Another one of Lucas's edicts.
Oh yeah.
No
I
underwear.
Said that. I
Yeah.
said that.
What was that? I didn't see it.
No underwear.
The girl was wearing a bra.
Yes.
Oh, that, yeah.
Space
Bix.
bras.
Bix.
What? And he
it's
thought
not-
they wouldn't have underwear in space.
There's no underwear in Star Wars.
There's no underwear. That was
That's
that
why
was
they
his-
had
that
to
was
take
his
down
edict. It
Carrie
was his
Fisher's
edict.
boobs.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher said that's what he said to her.
There isn't underwear in space.
Now, maybe he was just a geek, getting his jollies off of getting some,
22-year-old
Yeah,
titty.
but
Yeah.
but that's always, that's kind of hung around.
Yes, but they're undoing a lot of the stuff that his edicts were. So,
Yeah,
Kev, you and I have had that discussion multiple times, and you keep telling me to shut up.
good for them.
And he's at home going, God damn it, I told them no underwear.
No underwear.
Oh, he's just laughing his ass off because he made money. on
Counting
getting
his
her.
4 billion. Yeah.
Yeah, what was he got? 4 billion for the Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
For
Well,
Instagrams.
Corbs, what are you watching?
And I was watching Indoor. I haven't been
Oh,
been
okay.
on TV since last. I watched football last Thursday night. That was the last thing I had on the TV. So
New season of Rick and Morty is pretty good. Season 6 is out. They just had one of the best episodes I think ever. Basically the idea is the family discovers that Rick has like abs, and they're like, when do you have time to do this? And he's like, well, it's my night person. He pulls out this gadget he got from space, and you can basically program it to, while you're sleeping, your night person goes and does all the shit you don't want to do during the day. So doing sit-ups and getting abs while he's sleeping. Well, the whole family wants to get in on it, and it's great until Rick refuses to rinse off his plate before he puts it away, and the person doing the dishes, the night person, decides to rebel, and all of their night people rebel against it. It's fucking hilarious.
That's funny.
It's like a John Carpenter movie. Almost they leaned right into the horror, and I just, man, the show just continues to surprise me. I mean, there've been a few, it's been good this season, but not fantastic. There's been no Pickle Rick moment, but this night person moment is classic.
Nice. I've got to go back to it. I guess it's all on HBO Max now.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I have to go back. 'Cause
Well,
I think
I
I've only
watch
seen
it
like
on
3
Hulu.
episodes.
I
Nice.
watched it on Hulu, so
I need a night person.
Me
oh
too.
shit.
agreed.
I watched the new Family Guy this past week. Not good anymore, but been watching it since the beginning, but gotta
Say
continue.
Benoit.
No, Family Guy.
You've been Benoit?
Oh, no. But they did a
Benoit.
parody on American Beauty.
Click, click, click,
Silence of the
click,
Lambs
click,
and all
click,
that
click.
Forrest Gump. So wasn't good. They keep doing their movie parodies. I'm like, Seth MacFarlane, just go back to singing and go back to the Orville. You don't need to do Family
I was
Guy.
gonna say, I think he's a little more preoccupied with the
Yeah,
Orville at this point.
Just go
God,
back to
I hope so. If that doesn't get renewed, I'm gonna cry.
my dad said the same thing, Hugh. So
He said if it doesn't get renewed, Hugh's gonna cry.
Yes.
he's been pushing that show on me so much.
Well, it's because
This
it's
is an
really
open
fucking
mouth kissing
good.
you.
We don't know that.
We don't need to know what you do with your kids off camera, Paul. That's okay.
Oh,
No, don't go there.
I mean, that was like
That's not
I'm
okay.
rubber, you're glue. That was,
Right.
that was not the best comeback.
I know.
Oh. All right. Is everybody
Son of a
done their
bitch.
thing? Oh, coming up this week, Interview with the Vampire starts.
Got renewed for a second season.
I
Today
saw that before it even
premiered.
starts. Yes.
Oh God. And the Mayfair Witches with Alexandra Daddario, I believe her name is
I don't know. what
is
that
part of
means.
that universe. Dude, AMC is gonna go in full force into this Anne Rice universe. I am so excited because if they do this right, this is gonna be some fucking amazing television. Those books are timeless and incredibly well written. And I'm hoping they got it right this time, and I'm hoping they get to tell the whole story.
Right. I hope so too. Corbs, you look confused.
I'm just trying to figure out. I know Interview with the Vampire because actually that was on today, the movie with
Yeah,
Pitt and
okay.
Cruz.
They must be getting
know,
ready. Yeah.
I know there's a TV show coming up that starts on Sunday, but Hugh, you were talking about another.
Yes, there is another series in Anne Rice's world. It's the Mayfair Witches. It's about a family of witches, and it's in the same world, and they actually do cross over in later books. Lestat, the vampire, shows up at Blackwood Farm, so
Nice.
they are all in the same universe, and basically they have the rights to Anne Rice's works, so they're creating an Anne Riceverse.
Nice.
You know, kind of like the MCU, and she has other books that would fit into that too. So they've got a lot of stuff to work with, and I mean, this could be for them. It could be their next Walking Dead,
Outstanding.
but it's going to be a lot
Oh, wow.
gayer.
What? It's gonna be a lot. What?
It's going to be a lot gayer.
Okay. I mean, yes. All right. What else we got?
Mm.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Hey,
I
Unless
had
you
a-
want
I
unless
got
you
a
want to
headache.
mention the con coming up this weekend. I mean, are we gonna publish before?
I'm gonna try and have it out by Friday. Yeah.
So we could say again, there's gonna be QsCon this
Yes.
coming weekend, last weekend of September.
Yes. Kevin and
it's,
Paul.
Doubletree, right?
Tabletop Gaming, DoubleTree.
Doubletree up in Cary Circle or whatever the hell is over there.
Faux show.
Okay.
All right.
Definitely Kevin
Uh,
Paul. I don't know if anybody else wanted to join. It didn't sound like it when we had this discussion over the weekend.
Let me know when you guys are going.
Okay.
I don't know anything about this con. All I know is a tabletop gaming convention, and we're going to go. So,
Yep. And our buddies from DPH Gaming will be
They'll
there.
be there.
You guys
DPH,
going Saturday or
DPH,
Sunday?
and Terragon.
Oh, that's right. Terragon. The boys from Terragon will be there. You
So-
guys just heard that a little bit ago when we did their interview.
So we know people.
Yes. We're people
But
who know
also,
people.
though, Paul, this was fun though at this past week. We had a lot of fun. You guys had some good interviews, but it was fun. We also got some pictures, and what was it like? You guys got to fill in the gaps for me real quick. We got a picture in front of like a hearse or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, you tell the story. I don't tell it that.
All
great.
right. There was a hearse parked out front. They're advertising for a haunted hayride. He was a scare actor. Guy was in a full body skeleton suit with full skull mask and everything. Walking around with a really cool cane and his leather biker cap. Yeah, I see it. Well, we go out to get pictures because we were doing photo shoots with Laura, and they talked Jack into getting into the back of the hearse in the coffin that was there.
I don't know if it was really talking Jack. He said,
Yeah.
"Hey Jack, jump in the coffin."
Yeah.
He did.
Well, he's in there, and skeleton guy literally dives into the back of the fucking vehicle on top of Jack. It was great. Jack screamed like a little girl.
We
Well,
all
that-
laughed.
Yes,
Yeah.
we all laughed and got many more pictures.
Yeah, they just
So
Mhm.
yes, it was good. We did a lot of cool stuff at the con. We had a good time. Thanks again, Joey Gates and family, for having us. Had a good time, even if Del Lago does kind of suck for advertising. And apparently I have a really great smile.
He'll never do it at Del Lago again, I don't think.
No, the new one that he just announced, Intergalacticon for June. Shit, it'll be up by then. It'll be okay. We'll be in Rochester. Huge sci-fi themed con.
It'll be cool.
Yes, and we're already scheduled to be there. So
Yay.
Hopefully he gets
Alright.
to advertise this one.
yes, if not, we'll be doing a lot of advertising for him because we're his friend.
Yeah, we have two
So-
people that are gonna see it.
Corbs, I think you're up.
A man knocked on my door today, asked for a donation for the local swimming pool. So I gave him a glass of water.
That was good, but not what I meant.
I didn't know where I was gonna go. I'm like, oh.
All right, so I think that about does it.
Is it time to drop your nugget?
Funny you say that. If you serve your children frozen pizzas or chicken nuggets for dinner, you are a terrible parent. I don't care how busy you are, find time to microwave those bitches. Good night, everybody, and mega money, bitches.
This has been a GeekPod Network production.